loud. Don't laugh at that. It's okay. But, all right. Finally getting started here. Calderas Refinery for the Lictor Alpha. Lictor Alpha, pretty good on Calderas. It's such a huge map that he can really just sneak around and cause all kinds of trouble. Setting ready.
Alright, this should be fun.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to see a Warballs versus Lictor Alpha.
No, yeah, we've seen that a couple times now. And the Warboss has been stomping around all day for Holy until that Lictor hurt his feelings. Warboss went into hiding. Sent out his buggy little friend instead. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the broadcaster. Do a cut right now. Start this game off right with Divinity versus Acra in the quarterfinals of the playoffs for the Winter Cup ESL. Any idea? What's your call, Fitz? Who's taking this one right now before the game even gets going?
I said I think it's Acra versus Holy for the championship, so...
No, I mean just this game. I don't care. So, I guess that obviously means that Acra would win this. So.
Yes, correct. That obviously means that I believe Acra will take this one.
No, my logical deduction takes a while to kick in, so you gotta deal with me. Pretty much all I do in these games is shout things that go on, so you gotta bear with me.
All I know is that I've had my ass kicked by both of these players many times.
Alright, well we've got the standard double shoot a double Termagant we've been seeing all day with the Warboss and the Lictor Alpha. We're gonna see Lictor probably sneaking around and then sending Hormagaunts off to do some power harass, as we always see with the Tyranid players. Those Hormagaunts get very sticky when they're attacking those generators and very hard to peel off of those. We got Sluggers running off to the side here. They're not going to like what they encounter because I don't think they're going to be able to deal with that Lictor on their own.
There we go. We got a flush hook bug there.
Yep. Oh, there goes the flush hook. Took one out right out of the gate there. He was definitely hesitating at first, trying to get that going. Warballs hopping in the center, standing on his own, but the Termagants are going to be moving straight in on Acra's power. Or, sorry, Divinity's power. Acra's Gantz, Divinity's power. Warballs is just going to stomp on ahead and move on into Acra's territory right now. And Divinity purchasing, yeah, that's interesting choice right there. Going double shoot a double slugger.
Acra, of course, I think almost every time I've played with him or watched his games, he usually gets a Ravener or two.
Oh, most definitely. We've been seeing the Raveners out in force so far today. The only time the Nid didn't go Raveners, Wurgle last game, he lost. So, Ravener's a hard thing to put down right there. So Shooter's doing some damage to some power, took out that node. Termagant's gonna force them off. They're trying to not retreat, but the Termagants will be able to keep up with them and probably force them out. Having a little dance around the hoodoo here. That little hoodoo there in the middle. I learned the word hoodoo from TF2. I didn't know that it was actually a real legitimate term until TF2.
It is?
Yes, it's a legitimate term for like the rock structures, like out in the desert and stuff like that. Those are called hoodoos.
Interesting. Oh, Lictor gets a good special on these guys.
TF2 said it and Wikipedia backed it up, so if it's on Wikipedia, it must be true. Slug is swarming that Lictor. Lictor's knocking the shooters all over the place, but he's gonna have to get out of there. Those Termagants already used at least one of their toxic shots, so they're probably gonna have to retreat as well. And this is gonna be a perfect time for Divinity to go in and finish crushing that power over there. The only problem is he doesn't really have much of his own either. Ravener's coming onto the field for Acra, as you called, Fitz. And we're going to have to see how that deals with the double shoot a double slugger. Warball stomping around on his own, trying to do some decap, and oh, he reverted and decided to go for that VP, it looks like. Acra a little behind on VPs, just about 50 or so in the beginning here. Nothing he can't come back with.
He is going to have to retreat from this. All of his models are already extremely low.
Yeah, here comes a nice burrow strike on top of those shooters. Sluggers are going to come in though and try to force those Raveners out of here. That one squad is very low though. Yeah, they may have stood up to them on their own, but coming from all the Termagant fire, they weren't going to sit through that. Warboss isn't going to be able to finish that cap, but got a 2-0 cap, so managed to take down some good VPs here. Hormagon's trying to move into position to do some damage, but realizing they can't do it. Node going back up over here, but the Hormas will probably be able to just take that out before Divinity can get back on the field and do something about that. But both players,
that node, in fact.
Yeah, both players not doing too well here as far as tech. Been mutually assured destruction as far as power so far. But Acra bringing a second squad of Raveners. Yeah, I don't think they'll get the decap. There they go. Two big shooters make short work of Hormagons. Actually even killed a model or two on retreat here. Node going straight back up here, but you can see Acra's just taking the map. All these orcs moving around in a big pile right now. Lictor's
Acra
just
has
waiting.
His second Ravener brood out.
Yeah, I don't think the Lictor actually wants to reveal himself right here. Divinity really needs to get a shooter knob so he can do something about this. Because he's kind of blobbing around now because he has to, but the Lictor's just going to hang around and harass all day long. And in the meantime, Acra's having all kinds of time to just run around the map. Divinity's sitting on a good bit of resource right now. I don't know why he doesn't drop those generators. He needs to do that to stay ahead. Really, with Orc, you want to be hitting that tier 2 early and bringing some quick pressure with the truck or a weird boy.
I think now that Acra's got all of his units to center, he'll push.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, here he's distracting with the Hormagons. Yeah, I think he should have waited a second. He's probably just waiting to get those sluggers out of position so he can harass these shooters. Although here comes a big wog, and oh man, sluggers knocking those Raveners to the ground. Not really getting much on retreat kills really, but doing a nice job of tearing up those Raveners. Those sluggers have to be careful. Taking a lot of damage from the Termagants. The Termagants did take both of those slugger squads and get them out of there. And this last squad of big shooters isn't going to be able to stand up to the two Termagants either.
If you look at all that,
oh man, a flesh hook might be able to finish off. Oh, but he doesn't quite have the energy for it. I think he was out of range by the time he hit that last bit of energy. Flesh hook costs 30 or 35, Fitz?
50.
Oh, 50, alright. Shows what I know. I rarely play bugs.
But you see that overall that Acra lost one model of Ravener, and Divinity lost like 6 members of Sluggers.
Yeah, it was definitely more costly for Divinity than it was for Acra.
However,
oh man,
look at that, throwing that Termagant around.
Yeah, I do. That's the sync kill I love. Oh, and there's an over the head smash right there.
Dropped the haymaker on that Termagant.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But unfortunately, Acra's trying to drop the haymaker on VPs right now. Got the 2-0 cap, and despite having a much bigger tier 1 investment on his army, still just about matched as far as tech goes, because he's going to be able to hit tier 2 just a few seconds behind Divinity here if he activates it. Unfortunately, those sluggers just standing around taking abuse right now. Really think Divinity should probably just cut his losses here. Yeah, there he goes. and wait for a truck to come in or something so he can hold the field a little better against all this. Because 2 Raveners, 2 Termagants, and Hormagants is a lot to deal with.
Oh, and he does not have the wreck to reinforce those squads.
Yeah, Divinity is looking really low, and I mean, you can just see the difference. One, because Acra's been causing so many model losses, and 2, because Acra's constantly been decapping the map here. You can see he's got one of Divinity's natural points at plus 30 for himself. Warboss was decapping this one over here a little bit, but ultimately not causing too much damage to Acra's economy here. Oh man, look at that! That was double, just an explosive, nasty looking pair of burrow strikes right there. Those Raveners in a bit of trouble, but they're gonna get out of there without really losing but maybe 1 model.
Fortunately, the Lictor doesn't get the same type of call in Tier 2 as the other 2 heroes. The other 2 heroes get, for the Hive Tyrant, he gets the Warrior Brood, and for the Ravener, he gets to drop a Ravener Brood. But those 2 globals reinforce all the squads around it. However, the Lictor, when he drops Spore Mines, does not reinforce the ones around it.
The Lictor does, of course, have the Pheromone option. 2 Slug is coming down on those knobs as they retreat, so they're going to be coming back packing a punch. And the Lictor getting himself the deadly jump ability. The Lictor, of course, does have his call-in of Spore Mines, which we might be seeing right here, because they're going to land and blow up a bunch of these shooters on retreat. Yep, there they are. And they're moving into position, getting into prime location, and pop goes the Spore Mine. Only took out 1, but did a lot of damage. So those shooters will either have to hang out at base for a little while or come back a bit wounded. And here's the battle truck right here, the war truck rather. War truck, battle wagon, whatever they are. War wagon and battle truck. I think he did. Yeah, sorry, I got you confused as well. So, big ol'...
You can actually see the sluggers are all kind of not fighting the truck, and the flamers are just kind of dragging...
Oh yeah, you can always see the flamers hanging out of the bottom of the truck there if you look right here. So those Devourers on the Raveners, they're going to have to be very careful with these Sluggers coming in, though. Now that those Sluggers have knobs, they are not messing around.
Those knobs, they get a whole increase in one in speed. And
yeah, they get a full speed increase. And with those Flamers and these generators all close together, they'll probably be able to take those down. Oh man, Lictor goes down over on the bottom side of the map, as Fitz just called. That's actually going to be pretty good. That might help even out that wreck loss for Divinity a little bit. These Sluggers engaging in melee, I think they should just use their Flamers right here. I know the advantage, of course, is engaging in melee reduces your incoming rage damage. But he's got the truck right there to fall back to if he needs it, which he is doing. So there's the Venom Brood right there. That truck needs to get the heck out. And there it goes, spinning around, doing the U-turn, and getting the heck out of there in the face of that Tyranid swarm. Acra now purchasing himself a Tyrant Guard, and that War Truck's getting a little extra armor, putting some extra bits and bobs on there in true Orky fashion. Meanwhile, some Rippers coming onto the field. Gonna try to slow down that truck. Oh no, that truck's in a lot of trouble. Oh man! Wow, I'm surprised they got out of that. I think the Venoms were actually shooting at the Shooter Boys right there. That truck only took a couple shots right there at the end.
The Rippers changed target as well.
So this is pretty much the start of that infamous mid-blob of doom right now. Venom Broods don't have their synapse up right yet. But when it does, you'll probably just start seeing these Sluggers disintegrate.
Well, not only does he have the rage damage, but he now has a Tyrant Guard to cause some disruption.
Yeah. Oh, the War Boss is angry though, charging in there with the angry bits. Here comes a Slugger charge as well. Ravener's getting the heck out of there, actually using that Burrow Strike defensively. But those sluggers are taking a lot of fire right now.
Venom Brood is in his bad spot.
Yeah, if that explodes right now, there goes the Synapse Bomb, knocking the Raveners all over. Slugga's constantly reinforcing off that truck, but they're a bit too far away from it now. Those Shooter Boys need to get in and support a little bit more, because the Sluggers aren't going to be able to do the job on their own. The truck's running for its life right here, trying to get back to those Sluggers and reinforce them. Those Raveners actually need to be very careful right now. I think they're probably going to go down right here. Yeah, that's a Ravener squad down. Excellent, excellent play, baiting those Raveners around into that pile of Slugger Boys right there. Shooter Boys attacking these Hormagaunts in the back. Acra might not be watching that. Whoa!
Not have enough energy to drop the
Yeah, he had just charged to knock over those Sluggers, but two squads of Sluggers actually made short work of that. Tyrant Guard. And it's really the Slugger Knobs with that heavy melee that did the damage there. Of course,
Did that Spore Mine hurt the guys inside the truck?
I'm not sure.
I think it might have.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I know it does a bit of damage to the truck, but... Oh, Lichter's jumping in, trying to finish that truck off. That jump actually did a little bit of damage to that truck, but now he's in a nasty spot. Needs to retreat, and he does. Slugger's trying desperately to keep that truck in good health. In the meantime, Termagants for Acra going down and smashing some power. So,
Spore Mines aren't going to do anything against that War Boss.
No, not much at all. War Boss, of course, equipped with that Crushing Claw now. Or, the Power Claw, rather. Just the big claw with the K. Oh, that truck moving in a bit too close. Those Venom Cannon Warriors causing some trouble right there. But they're going to have to get out of there in the face of those two Sluggers. Despite having a pretty rough Tier 1, Divinity is really bringing it back here in Tier 2. Putting some pressure on it in a very real way. Shooter Boy's taking out the power.
Out in his favor. Acra can't get really near them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with that ranged Blob of Doom, is that the plan is to just destroy those melee squads before they can get in, and with a truck, they're just gonna keep coming. Good use of Hard Boys right there. Using it defensively as those Sluggers move out of position there, and now decide to turn and beat up that Lichter. Termagants did take out all of Divinity's power in the meantime, but Divinity's looking probably pretty decent on power. A little behind Acra, about 50 power behind Acra.
Yeah, but Acra has no power anymore either, so...
No, it's like I said, it's been continuing that way throughout the game, just that mutually assured destruction. You have the melee pile in the middle facing off against the ranged blob, and then you have the shooters and the Termagants running around the sides, constantly harassing that power.
Well, I'm interested to see what Acra does here, because he has enough to go Tier 3, but he doesn't have the victory points, so he kind of needs to get something to push back out onto the field. Yeah,
he had a huge VP lead, but Divinity has turned it around, has a 2-0 cap, and these points...
These Venom Broods are in trouble.
Oh, man. Oh, wow, a great defensive Lichter jump. One more swing, and those Venom Broods would have been out of there. In the meantime, these pesky little fellas trying to destroy that truck, and they might actually do it. It's only got 20 HP left.
Venom Broods there.
13. Oh, here comes the repair, and that's gonna be it for those sneaky little rippers. Oh no, Spore Mine's getting dropped right there. Slug has hopped right inside. And that truck needs to get out. That truck's been hanging out at perilously low HP the entire game. And Divinity's really just been doing a great job of keeping it up. Those Sluggers now beasting on just everything. Level 3 Sluggers. Not something you want to mess around with. Oh, look at them tear through those Hormagaunts. And now both players go in tier 3. No one's really been decisive here, but Divinity definitely turning it around in tier 2 after a pretty rough struggle through tier 1. That truck makes all the difference with those Slugger boys. And Acra's just not been able to take it out. Oh no, that truck's going the wrong direction!
Oh no!
Oh, there it goes, out of control finally. I really think Divinity should just build another one of those as soon as he hits tier 3, because that's really what's been keeping his sluggers on the field. The trucks are cheap enough that I feel like you can just keep them coming. Although at this point, Divinity has enough red that he could just use Call the Boys to keep his sluggers on the field at this point too, so that's always an option.
Yeah, with double shooters and double sluggers, I mean, you can just kind of, you have all of the map, so you just kind of push out to the outside of the base and call the boys.
No, I mean, he is getting another truck. But he has the wreck and he has the red for Call the Boys right now. And this big orky blob is just moving in a big death march, ready to just shoot and stab whatever it encounters.
Oh, that Wormagons might be dead if you're
Yeah, I don't think they're getting out of there. Oh wow, they just might though. Flamers take them out on retreat. Oh man, there goes a Slugganob. Flesh hooked right out of the squad there. Lictor getting suppressed, but goes invisible.
Unfortunately, the war boss already retreated, so he can't call the boys on any of these.
Yeah, those sluggers got perilously low right there. Oh, another Synapse Bomb right there, knocking all those Termagants over. They need to get the heck out. Oh, a rock's in the retreat path. 2 Termagant squads are gonna go down right here. Oh, wow, and they just walked right through that meteor storm. 500 red gone.
There, but I don't know that it matters at this point.
No, the Lictor goes down anyways. Acra calls the GG right there, and what a game! Wow. I honestly thought Acra had that at the beginning, but turns out I was mistaken. Wow, I was just yelling that whole time, surprised at all that damage those orcs were doing coming out of that truck. Looking at the scores right here, you can just see it wasn't really decisive in either way. I mean, Acra lost his hero twice, which hurt a lot. And other than that, the unit score was pretty much identical.